Hello everyone, welcome to another video of channel DoopJoop. Today I'll be doing part 5 of what the characters of The Walking Dead did before the apocalypse began. Today I'll be talking about all the characters that got introduced in season 5. Starting off with Martin. Martin was one of the sidekicks of the group of Garrett, the cannibals we met in season 4 and got killed in season 5. And Martin loved to play football and often went to the church. Next is Father Gabriel. Gabriel was a priest. Yeah, Gabriel was a priest. That's all we know. Next is Dr. Stephen Edwards. Stephen was a good internist and loved art. Next is Officer Dawn. Dawn was a police officer with the Atlanta Police Department. And yeah, she was probably the boss, but not sure. So yeah, that's that. Next is Bob. Bob had a son and was an officer at the Atlanta Police Department. Next is Amanda. Amanda also was an officer at the Atlanta Police Department. Next is Gorman. Gorman was one of the best officers at the Atlanta Police Department. Huh. Next is O'Donnell. O'Donnell was officer in the Atlanta Hospital and was also close friend to Dawn. He has also had a wife and child. He became a psycho because he lost his family in a dark way. What was that dark way? Next is Noah. Noah lived with his parents and brothers in a Searwelt Estates, a Weld neighborhood within Richmond, Virginia. So yeah, that's something. He probably also was in college just before the apocalypse began, finished high school, but for the rest we don't know anything about him. Next is Aaron. Well, this is a very big backstory, so get ready for this. Aaron was very open about him being gay as a child, and had an abusive mother because he had to eat food that was uneatable to him. He had very different jobs. He first became a politician, but eventually dropped out to become someone who organized. Yeah, he was an organizer, you think, and he helped people in Africa to get more food, also served to deal with the African warlords and via militaries. However, eventually, thanks to this environment, he met his future boyfriend Eric and they became a visual couple. They went living in Washington, but sadly were bullied for being gay. Next is his boyfriend Eric. Eric wasn't really open about being gay, but he did live in the Opoken Mountains with his parents and was a farm boy. And eventually he also went to Africa to help little kids get food. And so he met Aaron. Next is Diana. Diana was a congresswoman in Ohio who went to re-election. She was good at playing poker and was almost a professional. Almost. Next is her husband, Rick, who was a professor of architecture. So, good to say, Rick was an architect. Next is the annoying bitch, Spencer, who lived with his family in Ohio, and for the rest we don't know anything about him, but he must have been in high school and in college. Maybe he also served in the army, I'm not sure. Then there's his brother Aiden. Aiden lived with his family in Ohio and was also working in the army, and was almost a lieutenant. Almost. Next is Enid, who grew up as an only child and was very good at cutting people's hair. She also had parents, but they got killed by walkers, as was seen in a flashback story. Next is the Pete Anderson. Pete was a surgeon and had already a shitty marriage with Jessie because he was an abusive husband. Next is Jessie. Jessie was a hairstylist and went to art college, where she met Pete and got a shitty marriage with him. A very shitty marriage. They eventually got a son, Ron, who was still in middle school before the outbreak began and lived in Virginia with his family. Then there is Ron's brother Sam, who was in elementary school and was very abused by his father, I think. Next is Nicholas. Not much known about Nicholas, other than that he lives somewhere around Washington. Next is Tobin. Tobin grew up in Virginia and worked as an adult at a middle management employment within the blue collar industry, but later replaced that job by becoming a laborer. Whatever it's called. He was just a good guy, I think. He also was a very good family man, but it's unknown which members of his family are still alive and who isn't. Next is Olivia. Olivia worked at a coffee shop and always had a stoke of meat in her basement. Lastly is Owen, one of the Wolf's leaders. Owen lived in Washington, D.C. and always loved to go to the movies. So that was my video about what the characters from Season 5 did before the Ghost begun. This was part 5. I'll catch you next time where I talk about part 6. For now, leave a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time.